This podcast may contain adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Welcome back to Me and Mrs. Always Right. I'm your host, me.
And I'm Mrs. Always Right. I knew you were going to do that.
Coming to you live from the little trailer park in Bandera, Texas.
Woo-hoo.
Bandera is the county seat of Bandera County, Texas, United States, in the Texas Hill Country, which is part of the Edwards Plateau. The population was 857 at the 2010 census.
Wow.
It is part of the San Antonio Metropolitan Statistical Area, and Bandera calls itself the cowboy capital of the world.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's where I was born.
What was it?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Oh, I thought they meant cowboys. I mean...
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
I missed that bar.
It's okay.
So last episode, we were kind of on how many stitches you got, how many stitches I got.
We were comparing scars.
Yeah, but... and you mentioned your brother, right?
My SOB.
Yeah.
My SOB.
So
Stupid
I was
old
kind of
brother.
wondering,
Uh-huh.
did y'all have any, I mean, even with your younger brother, any sibling rivalries there?
Okay, so my little brother, dude, we terrorized him all the time.
What did he ever do to y'all?
He was 6 years younger than me, and so, dude, I got a life already. You're bothering me.
Hello?
Yeah. So I remember when he was little, and so he was maybe, I don't know, 3 or something like that. That's when they start following you around and
Yep.
they really start irritating the
Yep.
shit out of you.
Yep.
Well, way back in the day, the Goodyear blimp used to fly around.
I mean, it still
And
flies around, baby.
I never see.
Because it's only at sporting events and shit. But anyway, go ahead.
No. Apparently it was not, because it used to go over our house when I was a kid. And the only reason why I know this for sure is because I used to tell my little brother every time that thing come by, it was an space alien and they were coming to get him.
And
And
that's fucked up.
I got in trouble for it, but I did it every fucking time.
That's fucked up.
So I know. I want to say it was on Sundays, like almost like every Sunday or every other Sunday that the thing flew around. So it wasn't just at sporting events. So yes, I did tell my little brother that it was aliens. They were coming to get him, and he ran off crying. And that
okay.
started when he was about 3.
And that's really like the only way you terrorized him?
No. We used to make mud pies because we played outside all the damn time.
What's playing outside?
Yeah, nowadays kids don't
Yeah.
know. But we played outside all the time. And, we would play in the mud and make mud pies and all this other stuff. And we used to make him eat them. We told him they were good.
Come on.
So
Dang.
we didn't make him eat them. We just kept, like every single time we did it, I guess he forgot that it was mud or whatever. Oh, you should eat it. It's really good. And we'd pretend we'd eat it and like throw it behind us or whatever. And, so he would eat it.
This is like somebody's dad. Keep asking her to, does the electrical thing work?
Yeah. So maybe that's why I did it every single time,
You
because,
just pass that shit down.
Exactly. So, but as far as my older brother and I, we got along really well. We maybe because we were so close in age or whatever, we played together all the time. I remember now, I don't necessarily remember this, but because I think I was only like 4, but I don't really remember it. But I've heard stories from more than one parent about this. But like right before my brother started school, he and I were playing in the living room, and we were playing, like bull. What is it? Matador. Right. And so he was being the bull, and I was, I guess I had a little baby blanket or some shit. I don't even know. Like I said, I've heard stories, so I can just embellish a little maybe. But so, we're playing and we're having a good time, and maybe I didn't realize I was standing right in front of the very edge of the couch, the armrest on the couch. And so he comes running, barreling after me, and I moved that thing and whack, knocked his 2 front teeth out.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. I didn't get in trouble because it was a total accident. But yes. So.
His permanent ones?
Yes.
Did they put them back in?
No, maybe they were his baby teeth.
Okay.
So, because I remember he did have grown-up teeth after that, and they were not. Yeah, so I knocked his baby teeth. I didn't, like, hit him and knock him out, but, yes, so he ran into the couch and knocked his 2 front teeth out, his baby teeth, and so then he didn't have teeth for a while. But we used to, we played together. We went crawfishing together during the summer all the time, constantly. We were constantly together. We really, enjoyed and embraced our childhood.
That's awesome.
What's
that like?
But, hey, when it came to the little one, it was different. It was different.
I never, ever had a relationship like that with my sister.
Really?
Never. Because I resent it, and I look back on it, and it's kind of fucked up. But as a kid, as an only child, up until you're about 4, and then they bring this thing home like it's a puppy. And
so you're like 4 years older than her?
Somewhere around there, 4 or 5 years old. Enough to I can remember life without her. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But
I don't really remember.
She was like my little science experiment growing up.
It's funny because I really don't remember life without my little brother, even though I'm 6 years older than he is.
Do you remember jumbo crayons?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know they fit perfectly up a little girl's nostrils?
Huh. And how do you know that, sir?
Because I shoved them right up her nose. Oh, my mom was so fucking mad.
Oh, my God. Like the whole crayon?
Well, I broke it off. And it was so stuck up there. And I got in so much trouble because my mom spent hours trying to get that motherfucker out.
Oh, my God. You're so mean.
Baby, that's just.
Now, how old was she? Because, I remember a few other stories when she was little that you've told me.
So
there's so many stories.
Oh, my God. It was awful.
I'm surprised your parent let you live. So, I'm just saying. It's amazing.
And then your future roommate and I. And this was probably around middle school. This was middle school because, I knew him. She was having one of her friends sleep over. And so he and I got on the roof of the trailer. Mobile home. Sorry. We were fancy.
You had double wide. You had a mobile home.
And we start making noises and tapping on the window while we're up on the roof, right? So they look out and they can't see nothing.
Right.
They were fucking terrified.
Where was your mom? Probably working, trying to support your ass.
No, she was locked away in her room. She didn't give a fuck what we did.
Don't say that.
Well, it's true.
Hi, we love you.
We do love you. But it is what it is.
He was an ass.
I remember making a sandwich on her face one time when she was sleeping.
What the hell? What?
I don't know why.
How do you make a sandwich on her face?
Well, first you get some mayonnaise.
Oh my God, yes.
And I spread some mayonnaise on there and she didn't wake up.
No.
And I took some ham and I put that on there and she didn't wake up.
Like on her forehead or just her face?
Whole side like the whole side of her face. And I took a piece of bread and I stuck it on there and she didn't wake up. And I'm like, this needs some pepper.
Oh,
and
no.
I go in there, I get a handful and I blow it right in her fucking nut. She was bawling. That had to be.
Oh, that's
baby,
mean.
It was horrible. I was horrible.
You were a horrible kid. Well, I think I have heard stories about when she was in her baby bed, too.
We're not going to tell that one.
No?
Yeah, about lighting her feet on fire. That was fun.
Oh, God.
I didn't know. I didn't understand the concept of pain.
You did try to teach her to roller skate, right? Oh my God. I
no,
swear to God.
She knew how to roller skate.
I swear to God, if you would have been my kid, I would have killed you. I'm saying.
I was 15.
Ugh.
And I got
Old enough to know better.
Man, old enough not care either. And I had this moped, right? So I had this moped at 15.
Yeah.
And it had the little luggage rack like it's on the motorcycle.
Right.
Well, my sister was out roller skating. And I'm like, hey, if you hang on to this luggage rack, I'll pull you around and it'll be really cool. You're gonna go fast. Nope. I wouldn't do that to you. So she grabs onto that luggage rack, and of course you got to play into it, right? So I'm just putting, and she's hanging on, and I'm pulling her around, and she's enjoying herself, and it's like, oh, cool, look. She goes, all right, I'm done. Nope, and I throttled that motherfucker, and it gets up to about 10 miles an hour.
Oh God!
And her little skates are starting to wobble. Her little ankles and her skates are starting to wobble.
Why didn't you just let go?
Oh, I mean, she did once she fell. And
oh my God.
And she landed on her back.
Oh.
And she skidded. And I did really feel bad, sort of. And so she was like crying, and I get her in the house. I get her home.
Oh my God.
I get her in the house, and we have, and her back. Oh, baby, her back was like all red and shit. And
I bet. Road rash. Oh my God.
I'm like, I gotta clean it. I'm gonna put hydrogen peroxide on it.
Really?
It's gonna sting. I'm like, no, it's not. And so,
oh my God.
So she lifts her shirt up, and I take the hydrogen and I dump the hydrogen peroxide, and she starts screaming all over again.
Oh yeah, that shit does hurt. I don't know who said it doesn't.
It doesn't hurt as bad as alcohol.
It all hurts.
And then there was this 4th of July.
Oh,
and we lived out in Dayton, out in the country. And I bought some, or I didn't buy it because I didn't have no money, but my parents, they had these jumping jacks. You remember you light them and they twirl and they change colors? Well, we're going out to set these fireworks off. And on the way out the door, my mom was like, don't hurt your sister. And I'm like,
too late.
I'm like, I won't. And,
lies. Everything that comes out of your mouth is a lie.
She was wearing a sundress, right? When it has the elastic top.
Yes.
Well, she was a child, so she had nothing there. But
no, I know.
So the very first one I lit, and I threw it at her, and it somehow barely made it down the gap right there in the top of that, and it went off.
Oh my God.
It burned a hole in that fucking sundress. And of course, she's screaming because apparently fire hurts. And,
apparently. And fireworks hurt.
And I knew how much trouble I was going to be in.
Yes.
So I cover her mouth. Right? And so I'm trying to sneak her in the house, and this is all you hear is. So, and my mom's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing's wrong.
Oh my God.
And I get her upstairs, and I'm like, please don't tell. Please, it wasn't and it really was an accident. I didn't mean for it to go down her dress.
Right. No, I mean, get it.
That part was an accident. I meant to throw it at her. But it hurt her like that. I did, because I did feel bad, because that is not what I meant.
Right.
And I'm just like, please don't tell. I'm going to be in trouble.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then, man, when we lived in that trailer park, we always used to ride bikes, right? Then my mom was my sister needs a bike.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I got plenty of, because we stole bikes, baby. I had a lot.
What a thief.
Shut up. Had a lot of bike parts back. They were bikes, man. All of them traded hands 7 or 8 times anyway.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we had used bikes all the time too. So I trade here.
I put her together a bike, right, and it was cool. And she was riding around, and I was actually kind of proud that I did something nice for her. And so we went to riding. And she tried to pop a wheelie, and apparently I forgot to tighten the front wheel.
Oh no!
And as soon as she lifts up, the front wheel rolls off.
Oh no!
And she comes down on the forks and endos right over and lands on.
Oh,
Gee, I was not a good brother.
wow.
And I
I'm
still feel bad for
glad.
that. Some of it.
I'm glad I had a good brother, the older one, not the younger one, because ugh. But my older brother, my SOB, my sorry old brother, that's who got me in trouble with the whole SOB thing. It just, we had so much fun. We had fields.
I never said I didn't have fun.
Well, we had fun together at the same
Oh.
time, doing things together,
Gotcha.
not against each other.
We're not like against her. It's not like I set out to actually hurt her sometimes. I mean,
we had this mini bike, right? And back behind my stepmom, where she was living at the time, was this big field, just big field. So my brother and I would always go out there and drive this mini bike. But mini bikes are just right.
Yep.
So, but we used to like gas it and then let off and then gas it like we were changing gears.
Aww.
We had so much fun. There's just so much that we did together as kids every summer, playing ball, baseball, football, didn't matter. Of course, I mean, he could be an asshole sometimes. He never really was an asshole to me. Let me see. He probably was, I'm sure, from time to time. But I always had the upper hand because
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was a tough kid.
No,
I
don't doubt that shit at
tough
all.
kid. My mom actually has pictures one year of him. We were teenagers, probably. I'm probably right at 13, so he's probably 14, right at that age. And he was going to give me a birthday spanking.
That's some kinky shit.
Yeah. Well, funny thing is, Mom has a picture and he's on the bottom and I'm on top, whooping his ass.
What?
So, and funny story. So, when we were a little bit younger, right? He was trying to. I don't know why I remember. My head just goes everywhere. So he's trying to open this ketchup bottle, right? I'm probably 10 or 11 because we were living at the house where I cut my leg open, so it was right around that age. And he's trying to open this ketchup bottle and he can't get it open. And I'm like, here, let me try it. And it just popped right open. I know he had to have loosened it, but he was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah. See, that's what you get. But I swear to God, he probably did loosen it, but I didn't tell him that or anything, because if he couldn't get it open, I probably couldn't have gotten it open either, but he had tried first several times.
That's fucked up. It's a matter of leverage.
Well, yeah. But I think once you start getting that seal busted a little bit, it does become easier. So, but... yeah. I mean, we had great times together. My SOB and I.
We had a mini bike too.
Oh yeah? Did you pretend you were
actually,
changing gears
no,
like we did?
because this one actually had gears.
No.
It was a Honda 50. It was a semi-automatic, no clutch, but it had 3 gears on it.
Really? Oh, we were not that lucky.
And
of course, this was way back when you probably wasn't even barely walking. But
probably I wasn't even born yet. It's fine. You can tell people. It's okay. Baby raper.
Maybe not. So
we had this had this mini bike.
Uh-huh.
And we were always riding it. Well, it had got a flat. Nobody would fix it.
Aw, then how you gonna ride it if you
rode that bitch on a flat?
No.
Yeah, so we were taking turns riding laps around the house, right? And so I
in
go
the house
around.
Oh, okay.
Around
around the outside of the house.
Yeah, kind of like your mom sits around the house. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny.
So I get on it and I'm like, 1 lap, 2 lap, 3 lap, stop. She gets on it. 1 lap, 2 laps. Hey. Hey,
cricket, cricket,
crickets.
cricket, cricket.
So I'm like, what the fuck? And I walk around the back of the house.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a chain link fence that the neighbors behind us,
Uh-huh.
their yard was chain linked in. Ours wasn't.
Right.
And my sister is on our side of the chain link fence.
Uh-huh.
And the mini bike is on the other side of the chain link fence.
Wow. How did that happen?
Right. Well, I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, how in the fuck did you get that bike over the fence? Right. I am bewildered. I'm like, and she's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm like, we got to get it out. And I can't lift this motherfucker. Right.
Right. Yeah. This thing's heavy.
Well, I start looking and there's red paint on the chain at the bottom of the fence. She apparently on that flat lost it and the bike slid under.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that was funny because I remember waiting for her to come back from that third lap. And I'm just like, it's been an hour. I wonder if she's making it.
Where's she at? I know the house ain't this big.
So that wasn't my fault, but yeah, I remember that too. We rode that fucking mini bike everywhere.
Oh God, we did too.
So the first time you got on a mini bike, did you understand the concept of throttle?
Yeah. Now our mini bike was little.
Oh.
Like you seen those little.
It's the lawnmower mini bike. Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Little. But I was so proud. My brother was very proud of it too. We were both so proud. My dad bought that for us. I know why he bought it for us because
to shut y'all the fuck up.
Just get you know what? Y'all will be outside doing your own fucking thing, leaving me the hell alone. I can watch my Westerns and I don't have to deal with kids. Just, here's a fucking gas can, get the fuck out. So, no, he didn't say that or anything, but I know that's why.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, but we loved that thing. Every time we went, because my parents have always had lake property as long as I can remember, probably longer than I've been alive. And, like every time we went somewhere, can we take the mini bike? Can we take the mini bike? Most of the time, a lot of times he let us take it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, we really had a good time on that thing. Yeah, we got along.
Well, when my stepdad brought this home, I'm like, oh, I want to ride. And I think he knew what was going to happen.
He's like, here, back on it. You a dumbass.
Yeah, looking back on it. Because I didn't understand the concept of, it's the first time I've been on a motorcycle, right?
Right.
I didn't understand the concept of the twist throttle.
Uh-huh.
And I sit on this motherfucker, and he's like, put it in gear, and I put it in gear, and he goes, all right, now just, roll back on the throttle. I
roll all the way. Oh,
and that motherfucker took off and was dragging me behind it. And my little feet are trying to keep up. And I'm just like, and I'm running and dragging. He goes, let go. And of course, I'm being drugged by it. I can't roll it forward.
Right.
And then I know in my head, if I let go, I'm sliding down which ended up that way anyway. Man. Trying to tell yourself to let go of handlebars while you're... And now I understand what her point was, why she hung on to the luggage rack so bad. Because I couldn't let go of that throttle to save my life, man.
I don't remember when we got this mini bike. I remember Dad explaining it to us. You have to take it easy till you get used to it, before you don't just open it up and go.
Who does that?
And, so I'm sure his words, because my dad was a very strict, stern man.
You don't say.
So whatever he said went. So you better listen to him, Oh, so this has nothing to do with mini bikes or anything, right? So I remember my brother and I being bored one summer, like nobody was outside. It was probably fucking hot as shit.
You didn't steal your mom's car, did you?
Hell no.
Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Hell no. So my dad loved his yard,
I just
right?
thought that's what you did when you were bored in the summertime. But
no.
Yeah.
So my dad loved his yard. He got out there almost every day and watered it. It was the prettiest damn yard ever. St. Augustine everywhere. Well, right at the very edge of the yard, it was a slight hill going down. And the house next door had been tore down, so it was just a big open fields where we played football and stuff, and across the streets where we played baseball. So we get on this slight hill, and I remember, I don't know who, my brother, I'm sure, my SOB, thought of this. He was probably trying to be mean, but I didn't realize it or whatever. So he gets on his back and he puts his feet in the air, and he's like, hey, sit on my feet, right? And I will kick them out and just send you flying.
I bet.
We had so much fun doing that. So sometimes you didn't land quite right and it did hurt and knocked the wind out of you, and you laid there for a long time. You're like, damn, I'm going to die. I can't breathe. I'm going to die. And then you caught your breath and then you're like, let's do it again. So, but it was so much funner on that little bit of a hill that went down right at the edge of the yard because you didn't know where the ground was. You know what I mean?
Yippers.
So we laid in Dad's yard and we took turns. I mean, I did him.
But St. Augustine was always so soft, though.
It wasn't St. Augustine on the other side of the hill.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but that was the fun part because you got to lay in the soft, cushy grass, but you pushed your sibling just over this little hill where you really couldn't see and you didn't know if you were going to land on the rocks or whatever, It was fun.
I did something like that similar.
Really?
With my daughter when she was
No.
1.
No.
We had this rock, man, because of course, we were young kids.
Uh-huh.
And we were actually, me and Mike's wife and my daughter lived at my mom's house.
Uh-huh.
And she had this recliner rocker. And my daughter, I would throw her into the back of that recliner.
Uh-huh.
And it would tip over.
Yeah.
And I'd grab it and pull it down and it would launch her and I'd catch her and she laughed. Oh my God. We must have done that like 30 times.
Uh-huh. Oh, little kids love shit like
until
that.
31 times comes around.
Oh no.
And Dad threw her and missed.
You missed the back of that chair?
I actually hit it with her legs. And
oh my God.
And she went,
Poor baby.
I'm like, my mouth is gaped wide open. I just tossed my kid. If something happened to her, nobody's gonna believe me, right?
Right?
I mean, it's like,
holy shit.
She starts crying, and I run over there, and of course, I'm heartbroken. I just threw my kid over a rocking chair.
Aww.
Baby, I felt bad.
Oh, I bet.
Because she, man, after that, she didn't want nothing to do with that shit.
I bet. I mean, would you?
I mean, I'd give it another try. Yeah.
No, you would. No, you wouldn't.
You don't know
One
me.
and done.
You don't know
One
me.
and done. So
I'm old, baby. I don't recover from pain the same way that kids do.
oh, okay. Well, you're old now. You weren't always old. I'm just saying.
You don't know me.
I mean, just like, my brother pushing me off, his feet, like, I mean, yeah, that shit hurt, but we just kept doing it. We had a lot of fun together.
Oh,
There's so many stories.
I had fun. I can't say she had a lot of fun, my sister.
Yeah.
I mean, I always had fun.
I'm not saying my little brother always had fun either, but my SOB and we always had fun together.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have that being close to a sibling feeling, I mean, we're so, and now we really don't get along, but.
Well, I mean, my little brother and I, finally, eventually, after I move out of the house and everything like that, we can, you when you grow up, you're like, oh, okay, you're not a bad little 3-year-old bull,
When does that
whatever. Happen? Well, I mean, it happened for us.
Oh.
Normal people try to get along with their siblings or whatever. So yeah, we get along now. We don't, there's no hard feelings. We don't, we didn't really try to kill each other. I just kept telling him things were going to come kill him.
Never set out to intentionally hurt her.
Well, I never intentionally really set out to hurt my little brother either. And I don't think that I really hurt my little brother.
I hurt myself.
It was, I hurt his feelings more than anything because it's like,
puss,
get away from me, So, but That's it. So yeah, he and I didn't get along till he was older, and but my older brother, my SOB, and I always got along.
The two younger ones, man, they were born close enough together to where they're like you and your older brother.
Yeah.
So they didn't know life without one another. So
right.
But
So,
anyway, thanks for spending another half hour with me.
Hey, no
in
problem.
The demented fucking story of my life. So, if you have any questions or comments, complaints, make sure you leave us an email at meandmrsalwaysright@gmail.com. Complaints go to Trevor the intern.
Yes, and you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Me and Mrs. Always Right.
And subscribe to Patreon. I got a lot of beer to buy. You get pre and post show content along with unedited episodes.
Yeah, so you hear all the burping and the farting and all that stuff that he does. That's what you hear.
Like I'm the only one.
If I could burp right now, I would, just to go brr. Exactly. But I can't. So,
all right. I love you.
I love you too, honey.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All righty.
All right. Bye.
Bye.